banana cinnamon rolls, the recipe you have to try today. These are all the ingredients. Of course, I'll list them down below with the measurements. And you're just going to take your sugar, mix with a little melted butter and your warm milk. Add your yeast, give it a stir. And while that's setting up, you take your two bananas, you mash those up, you beat two eggs lightly. And I put all the mixture into a bigger bowl because I realized I have to add the flour. So to that mixture, we're going to add our banana puree, then those two eggs that we beat, and a pinch of salt. Always add salt to any dough. And the key part here is to mix, mix, mix. Mix all of your wet ingredients before you add the dry, so that way all of the wet is incorporated. Now, this recipe calls for 4 to 5 cups of flour, but I always start off with less flour. So I started with 3 cups here because remember, you can always add more flour, but you cannot take it away once you've already put the flour in. So I go 1 cup at a time. So right now we're at 3.5 cups. And you just keep kind of flipping the dough over. You don't want to work it too much because it's going to make the gluten kind of chewy instead of fluffy. And so we're using the rest of that fourth of a cup to flour our surface. And we're just going to knead this dough. Now, this dough is a little bit sticky because of the banana puree that was added, but it was still a very nice, beautiful dough. You can see here how it's starting to come together and hold its shape. Main thing is here, you just want to tuck over, flip the dough over, and fold it into itself. Flip it over, fold it into itself. If it starts sticking to your hands or to the cutting board, you just add a little more flour. Now we're just going to oil the bowl and we're going to let this dough rest. So make it into a ball, put it back into the bowl, cover it with a towel, and just going to let it sit for about 30 minutes. And so we're going to make our filling. It's just half a stick of butter, a cup of brown sugar, and I put a little extra banana puree inside with about a half teaspoon to a teaspoon of cinnamon. Mix that up until it's about a peanut butter consistency. And now our dough has rested. And you can see here that the indent stays in it. And it's really all about mushing it out into a rectangle. So I use a cutting board because it's the exact size that you need almost to stretch it out into a rectangle. So once you get it flattened out, you take that cinnamon banana spread and you spread it all over the inside, all the way to the edge. And now we're going to grease the baking dish that we're going to bake our cinnamon rolls in because we're going to plop them right back into the dish for that second rise. So with this, you just fold it towards yourself because you're going to roll these up. And you take your time. Remember, this dough is a little bit more squishy because it does have that banana puree. So it's a little bit squishier than normal, but it's so worth it. It's going to be so delicious. And just use a serrated knife to cut your slices. And I think I probably got about 15 rolls out of this. I'm not sure, I did not count, but you could probably see in the end. I used one big giant baking pan, and I also had to use a little loaf pan to put a few in as well. So we just chop them all up, put them in there, and now we're going to do our second rise. So on the second rise, you cover them with plastic wrap, and I usually preheat the stove and leave them on the stove 350. Now after about 20 minutes, pop them out, put them into the oven, and this is how they turn out. So now for the icing. Icing is half a block of cream cheese. I think I used about a cup of powdered sugar and a little bit of extract, vanilla or almond, whatever you have on hand. And you want to spread this icing on while it's still warm because it's going to melt down onto your cinnamon rolls and give you this beautiful glaze on the top. And when I tell you, if you like bananas and you like cinnamon roll, you're going to love this.